Elizabeth II's coffin was moved today to St. Giles's Cathedral for a service of prayer and reflection, the latest in her 10-day celebration of life. Hello and welcome. You're watching a Temple Update special report on TUTV. I'm Haya Qubbaj. 4 days have passed since the death of Her Majesty. Crowds gathered together, lining the streets to pay tribute to the Queen as her cortege made its way across Scotland. The King, Queen Consort and members of the royal family attended a prayer service today at St. Giles's Cathedral in Edinburgh. This is the second leg of the Queen's 8-day journey before her funeral, which will be held in London on September 19th. Temple Update's Chris Berger joins us live from London, where the royal family supporters are gathering to celebrate the Queen's life and pay their respects. Chris?
That's right, Haya. I'm overlooking the Palace of Westminster, where this morning King Charles III met with both the House of Commons and the House of Lords to pay their respect to the late Queen. There still is a constant sense of sadness and mourning throughout the city, especially by Buckingham Palace. Many gathered in Green Park to lay flowers for the floral tribute that continues to grow following the Queen's death. Road closures and barriers are popping up around London in preparation for the Queen's funeral. Flags are draped along the Mall as mourners make their way to Buckingham Palace. At the Floral Memorial, thousands of bouquets, letters, tributes, and Paddington Bears are laid amongst the trees. Here are what some people had to say about the loss of their Queen.
I think she connected us all. To see everyone like this, it's really moving. I didn't think I'd feel like this, but my goodness.
People have come a long way to unite and show their respect for a wonderful woman who I would literally call a legend.
Her service was just unconditional, I think, for us. She never wavered.
I mean, she's just been a phenomenal monarch. I don't think anyone from now on will be able to match.
She did so much work, and she's going to be greatly missed.
I think she's just an incredible woman. She's a great leader, icon, and for the British people, she was like the beacon of hope.
She was the one presence around the world that actually was there for 70 years.
She gave her life for us, and now we need to pay her the respect by making the journey up here.
You have to pay your respects. You should pay your respects. She's a hard-working woman, and she leads the country. And now we have a new king.
Now I'll have more updates over the next few hours as my time here in London comes to an end. For the most recent updates, of course, follow us on social media at Temple Update. For Temple Update in London, I'm Chris Berger. Haya.
Thank you, Chris. Those in London are among many across the globe who are taking their time to pay their respects to the Queen. Temple Update's Tokyo correspondent this fall, Yu Chen, has been watching how that city has been honoring the memory of Queen Elizabeth.
I'm in Tokyo, Japan right now, but let's take a look at the British Embassy. You can see groups of Japanese citizens are standing here to pay their respect to Queen Elizabeth II.
I was surprised, but I was so, glad to see, Japanese people were, respecting her activity and her other, existence, which is why I also wanted to come.
Queen Elizabeth's impact was felt far beyond the United Kingdom. People came here from all over Tokyo, like Hakido Tonigawa. Almost everyone had their palms together and bowing 90 degrees, honoring her existence.
It just became natural, and also I stayed in UK for 2 years, so I don't know, maybe I wanted to pay some respect.
People are sending flowers, candles, and note cards saying, "Dear Her Majesty, the Queen, we are safe. You may rest in peace. Please stay with us under our beloved house." Some sees a challenge ahead for King Charles III.
He's got a tough job to follow her. I think she was so popular, so to follow her is a very tough act.
The Japanese Prime Minister was just at the British Embassy a couple days ago. However, the embassy is opening an official condolence book for the public to sign from Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Reporting from Tokyo, Japan, Yu Chen, Temple Update.
That's all for this Temple Update special report. Thank you for joining us for our coverage of the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. I'm Haya Qubbaj, and now back to your regular programming on TUTV.
Welcome to Temple Updates coverage of the election here on TUTV. Let's head right on over to Haya Kubaj, who is in Camp Hill with the Mastriano campaign with the very latest.
Hey, Kamal. So Doug Mastriano is about to go on. He is currently on stage giving a speech right now.
You know, this is definitely a people's movement, right? From corner to corner, from every edge of the state, every county, we've seen such a movement like never before in Pennsylvania history, and it's been worth the fight. And we're going to take this fight all the way to Harrisburg, just across the river. We're going to change American history right here, right now, this day. It's going to be fantastic. We love you guys too. This movement is unstoppable.
I'm amazed by what's been done here. Working at the polls, I know a lot of you might still be coming in even. You know, we're just so grateful and so thankful for you. It's just such a time to celebrate. Just honestly, even before the numbers, let's just celebrate you guys because woo! Who's ready to win?
We are now hearing from Carrie Del Rosso, who's running for Lieutenant Governor.
Now, this is the time where we just have to have fun, have faith, and remember that when Doug Mastriano, we wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to have Governor Mastriano.
So that was Mastriano and Del Rosso giving their remarks. This is the first speech that they give to the crowd tonight since making their first appearance. So I'm going to send it back to you, Kamal.
Without all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Haya. Again, that was Mastriano on stage just now. No winner has been declared in Pennsylvania. It is still going to be a while until then. Now let's head right on over to Anya Hedgepath, who has the very latest on the Senate and governor races right here in Pennsylvania. Anya?
Thanks, Kamal. The Senate is getting closer. John Fetterman is still leading by roughly 200,000 votes. The race is not over and still can swing anyway. With the Pennsylvania's governor's race, Josh Shapiro is leading roughly by 360,000 votes. Remember, nothing is finalized yet as there are still more results coming in. Kamal, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Anya. And we can head right on over to Camp Hill where Alyssa Clausell, Oaks, PA, where Alyssa Clausell is with the Shapiro campaign. Alyssa?
That's right, Kamal. Here in Oaks, the energy is electric. Polls close at 8 o'clock, and it's been 2 hours. In these 2 hours, the crowd has filled the room here. There's music, there's dancing, and the key word tonight is confidence. Everyone who I've spoken to tonight has been confident in Shapiro. Yes, so right here, you'll see that everyone is confident in Shapiro. The room is filled, people are talking, mingling. We've had many speakers tonight, including Democratic leader of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, Joanna McClinton. She's been rallying voters all night. You hear the cheers right now. They're showing the Pennsylvania Senate rate. Fetterman is leading in the polls, and the crowd is excited. Right now we're rallying voters. Again, keyword confidence. Everyone who I spoke to tonight is confident that Shapiro will take the race. It's not said yet when Shapiro will be speaking to event goers here tonight. We'll have more updates later on tonight. Again, everyone is having a good time and they're ready. All right, Kamal, I'll take it back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Alyssa, and we will have more on the Senate and governor races right here in Pennsylvania. But let's head right on over to some key races across the country with Maggie Fitzgerald. She has the very latest.
Thanks, Kamal. We have some big news. Democrat Maura Healey has been elected the first lesbian governor in the U.S. after CNN has projected her victory over Republican Jeff Deal in Massachusetts. As votes across the nation continue to be counted, some races are just beginning to be tallied. In Wisconsin, 22% of the votes have been counted, with Democrat Mandela Barnes leading Republican Ron Johnson by 50,000 votes. In New York, incumbent Governor Democrat Kathy Hochul leads over Republican Lee Zeldin by 450,000 votes, with just 21% of the votes counted. However, Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer has already been projected to win over Joe Pinion by CNN. CNN has also called Republican Chris Sununu as the winner in the New Hampshire governor's race, and Senate candidate Maggie Hassan leads over John Bolduc by 35,000 votes, with 33% of the total votes tallied. In Georgia, Raphael Warnock continues to lead over Herschel Walker by 55,000 votes, with 70% of the votes already tallied. That's all I have for right now, as votes continue to be tallied into the night, but let's pass it right back to the desk for Kamal.
Gobble, gobble. Students look forward to fall break.
Plorn gives hope. Plastic finds a new purpose.
Wonderstruck. A Bucks County native breaks Ticketmaster. It happened just blocks off campus, a crime that has shaken the Temple community and drawn nationwide attention. Hello and welcome. You're watching Temple Update. I'm Anya Hedgebeth.
And I'm Haya Qubbaj. 11 Temple students were held hostage in an off-campus apartment, terrorized and robbed at gunpoint. Temple Update's Maggie Fitzgerald spoke with some of the victims and joins us live with an exclusive look inside the apartment where the crime took place. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Haya. We just learned from police this morning that the car stolen during the invasion was found on Tuesday. I also have new information from the victims about what happened that traumatic morning, how the robbers got in, and what they did inside.
As Maggie mentioned, the home invasion took place just a block outside of the Temple Police border scene here. It was not the only crime that happened around Temple campus this past week. Within the patrol boundaries, a TU alert was sent out 2 days prior when another home invasion took place on the 1900 block of 18th Street. The victim says she woke up on Wednesday with a gun to her head. And another TU alert was sent out Monday after shots were fired on the 1700 block of Cecil B. Moore Avenue. This is the fourth TU alert this semester on Cecil B. Moore Avenue.
Temple marked the opening of the new Center for Anti-Racism earlier this week. Temple Update's Emily Corbett has more on the center and what it means for the community.
The grand opening of the Center for Anti-Racism took place on Tuesday afternoon at Mazur Hall. One of the main goals of the center is to research and teach ways to both understand and solve issues of racial inequity and injustice.
Temple professor Timothy Welbeck was named director of the center in August 2021 by the African American Studies Department. Welbeck has already set high expectations for what the center can do and also some near future goals.
The center is the centerpiece for the university's anti-racist endeavors. So we'll do traditional scholarship, programming, and public engagement, and also community engagement as well.
University President Jason Wingard and Temple alum Representative Malcolm Kenyatta spoke at the event.
Really grateful to work with the senator to get resources to make this possible from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, because ultimately this is the commitment that we all have.
State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta and State Senator Sharif Street awarded Temple with a $1.3 million state grant last year to fund the construction of the center.
Those at the event were given the chance to sign the board featuring a pledge to commit to learning and promoting anti-racism in their lives and community. There are already plans underway to directly involve students this upcoming spring in the research being done at the center. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Emily Corbett.
Mayor Jim Kenney has announced that Philadelphia will assign certain police roles to citizens due to the city's ongoing police shortage. The move will allow non-officers to take on roles such as body camera technicians, crime scene unit investigators, and firearm examiners. This means the city can now move officers to more necessary positions to enhance public safety.
Former President Donald Trump announced Tuesday night that he will be running for president again in 2024. He spoke to his followers about the state of the nation, inflation, the border, and international affairs. He promised that he would fight like no one has ever seen before until Election Day in 2024. And Doug Mastriano conceded the Pennsylvania governor's race on Sunday. In a video posted to Facebook, the Republican accepted his loss against his Democratic opponent, Josh Shapiro. Mastriano said he hopes that Pennsylvanians will give Shapiro the opportunity to excel as their next governor. Coming up on Temple Update.
Kath and O'Leary will be back in the Weather Center with your fall break forecast.
Students volunteer to make porn, a yarn ball made out of plastic.
Temple Update in the kitchen. Stay tuned to find out the results of a fiery cooking competition.
And men's basketball is playing in the Basketball Hall of Fame Showcase.
I, for one, can't wait to see what our team cooked up.
Me neither. We'll have that and more next.